To get started with Codex, the first thing what we have to do is install Codex app. And for that, you can just come to chatgpt.com website and you will see this option of installing Codex. And based on your system configuration, it is just going to give you an option to download. I'm on Windows, so it's giving me option to download for Windows, which I can just click it and install it just like any normal application. Now, once you install this application and if you're trying to open it first time, then you are going to get greeted with this kind of option. You can sign in using your ChatGPT account or you can sign in another way also. First, we'll try to log in with the sign in with ChatGPT. It's just going to ask you for your required sign in option. I'm just going to go ahead and hit on continue. And it's saying like I can just go ahead and close this app. And if I go to this Codex app now, you can see like I have already signed in. Now there is another option also. So for that, we again have to log out. If you want to log out, then we do have this setting icon at the bottom. I can just click on this logout. And again, I will just come back to this screen and let's try to explore this sign in another way option. If I click on this, it's going to ask for the OpenAI API key. So now you can log in using your ChatGPT account or you can log in using your OpenAI API key. So to get the OpenAI API key, you need to go to OpenAI platform and here you need to click on this API key. Again, you need to log in. It's just going to route you to this API keys option over here. And from here, you can just create a key. So I can just say my test key and I can select the default project. And from here, I can just go ahead and create a key. Now this would give me an option to copy this particular key, which I can just copy it from here and I can just directly put it in the Codex app and I can go ahead and click on continue. And you can see like I'm able to log into this Codex app using OpenAI API key as well. Now the one thing which you would notice, we do have like all these options at the top, but when I'm trying to log in with the OpenAI API key, the plugins options are not available and it is just saying like please sign in with ChatGPT to use plugins. So only one drawback over here is if you're trying to log in using OpenAI API key, then you won't be able to use the plugins. If you want to use the plugins, then you need to log in using ChatGPT account. I'm just going to log in through ChatGPT account only. Now again, I logged in using ChatGPT account and you can see this plugin option is available now. As soon as you log in using OpenAI API key or ChatGPT account, the first thing what you can do is go to this setting options and then in this setting option, you can go to the settings and then you will have like all these options available where actually you can define how you want Codex to appear or how you want Codex to use. Because here in this case, let's say if you want to use it for the coding one, then you can just go ahead and configure it for the coding. Or if you want to use it for everyday tasks, then you can just go ahead and use it. By default, it's going to come with the coding setting. Also, there would be certain permissions which you can define firsthand. Also, you will have like certain options. If you want to open your code or any project, then what is going to be the default editor? So here we do have like n number of editors based on what is available in your system. So I have set it up for the VS Code, and then there would be some other options which you can just navigate and decide what you like to change. Other thing would be the from the appearance perspectives. You can go to the appearance window and here you will have like multiple themes. You can just go ahead and decide the dark theme. You will have the background, foreground, UI font, code font, and some other options like what is going to be the font size, code font size, everything you can decide it from here. And then Codex also comes with the pets options. So you can either create your own pet or you can just pick any of the pet which are available here. I can also go ahead and click on this wake pet and you can see now it is going to be available on my screen here. So these are some normal settings which you can apply. And then you will have like certain configurations over here, user configurations, the approval policy and sandbox setting which you can apply. So approval policy would be something where Codex is going to ask you for the approval for each and everything. So you can either configure Codex to ask for your approval for the request or any kind of failure, or you want to run the Codex without approval also, that also you can configure it here. Then there will be few settings for the personalization. So here you can define the tone of the Codex. You can either define differently or you can make it pragmatic. You can also define some certain instructions over here which Codex has to follow. And then there would be option of, enabling memory. And then the important thing would be some of the shortcuts which you can use in the Codex. You can change or delete it from here. So these are the some options which you can use it. Another important thing is going to be this usage and billing. It will define, okay, what kind of plan you are in. So I am in plus plans. And after that, like if you have purchased any other credit on top of your plan, that is also going to be available here. And then your usage limits. So it comes with the two kind of usage limits. So first is going to be 5 hour usage limit, and then other is going to be weekly usage limit. As you can see in the weekly usage limit, which is going to reset on 31st May, I still have like 93% quota left. And in this 5 hour usage limit, I do have the 92% quota left. So this particular usage limit is going to reset at 5 p.m. So if I consume all this quota before that particular time, then I need to wait for this limit to be triggered before actually I can do something on Codex. These are the different settings which you can use it before actually you start working on the Codex. And once you configure the Codex based on your requirement, then you are going to see this kind of chat window over here where actually you can pass your input. Now, once you see the chat, you can just go and type whatever you want. But there are few things over here in the chat as well which you can configure. So if I click on this plus icon, if you want to attach any kind of photo files, you can attach it from here. It also comes with the plan mode which you can enable or disable from here. And also it's going to show you all the installable plugins which you can see here. So this is going to available in this case. Also here you can define the permissions. We can also just go ahead and give the full access to the Codex. In that case, it's not going to ask you for the permission, but it will give more autonomy to Codex, but it also raises the risk factor. So we can go ahead with the default permission over here. Other thing what you would see is here actually you can select your models. I have this GPT 5.5. We can select like any of the models from here. And at the top, we will have the reasoning options. GPT 5.5 also, you can go ahead with the 4 kind of reasoning. If you are doing very normal tasks, then you can go ahead with the low one. In most of the cases, medium would be sufficient. But if you're working on any kind of complex coding or complex tasks where actually you're not getting the required output from the medium setting, then you can just switch on to high or extra high. In this case, what would happen? Your usage consumption is going to be higher. If you keep working with extra high reasoning factor, then whatever usage quota you have, you may actually consume it a bit faster in comparison if you go with the high or medium setting. Also, there is one more option over here, which is going to be the speed. So we can go ahead with the standard speed, but if you want a faster speed, then we can select this. But you can see that as soon as you select it, it's going to give you the 1.5x speed, but then it's going to consume higher usage quota. So these are the different options which you can figure it from here before you pass any kind of input as such. And also you can see at the bottom, there is an option work in a project. You can either use an existing project or you can just create a project from the scratch. If you're dealing with a lot of files, so it's better to put it in a project and then actually converse it so that Codex would have reference to all the files, whatever you have put it in the project. If you're working on any kind of coding project, then it's better to create a project and work in a project. Otherwise, you can also come here and ask like any kind of question from Codex. So that's one thing. As soon as you do any kind of chat, it's going to be available in the chat sections. So let me just invoke a chat, and you can see like this chat has been invoked, and same I can see here in the chat section. So whatever chat actually I'm invoking here as such, it's going to keep adding over here. If you can just click on this particular box icon and confirm it. In this case, this chat is going to be archived. And if you want to keep like any chat at the top, then you have this pin option as well, which I can put it here, and this chat is going to be pinned in this case. And it's going to be removed from the normal chat sections. If you want to invoke another chat, then you can just go ahead and click on the new chat and it will give you another chat. And if you want to just create like any kind of project, then you can also just click on start from project and you can give your project name. So I can just say test project. And if I save it, then you can see the project has been created over here. And now you can see test project got selected here. So now whatever work I'm going to do, it's going to be in the test project only. And we can also deselect it from here. If I again come out of this project, then I can just say like don't work in a project, and then it's going to act as a normal chat. And if I want to select a project, any of the project which I have been working on, then I can just select it from here. So that's actually you can work in a project. So the most important feature of Codex is going to be these plugins. So you can go to this plugin and you can install any of the plugins what are available over here. So if you want to just use any of the plugins, so first of all, you have to make sure these are installed. As you can see, like in my case, this is Spreadsheet, GitHub, Presentation, and Chrome plugins are installed. That's why I see this tick icon. But wherever I see plus icon, these plugins are not installed as such. So if I need to install any of the plugin, then I just need to go ahead and so I can just go ahead and click on this OpenAI developers plugin. So if I click on this particular plugin, then you can see it's going to provide me the plugin details, where it can help, what it includes, what it can do. So either I can just add to Codex from here, or I can also just click on screen only plus icon, and you can see like it's going to ask me install this particular plugin, and I can just click on this particular button. Now it's going to install this plugin for me. And now you can see like this plugin has been installed because I'm getting this tick icon here. And if you want to manage all the plugins, whatever you have installed as such, then at the top you will see this manage plugin icon. You can just click on this and it will just show you all the plugins what you have. And from here actually you can enable or disable it. This particular plugin I already have. I can just go ahead and disable it from here. Now I cannot refer this in the chat because this plugin has been disabled. So whatever plugins are available as of now, only those we can refer in the chat. The plugins you will have, the apps, you can see whatever actually you have been using, the MCP servers, the skills, that is also going to be available over here. So everything you can enable, disable it from the manage sections. And if you want to create any kind of new plugin or skills, then also you have this options which is going to route you to the chat section. So if you want to create any new plugin, then you can click on this and it's going to route you over here, and it's going to use this plugin creators. This plugin creator is basically a skill, and if you want to look at this particular skill, then again you have to go to plugins, and instead of plugins, then you can just click on this skills one. Now once you click on this skills, it is going to show you all the available skills you have. Again, you can see you have all the tick options. It means like all the skills are installed, and if you want to install any other skill as such which are available here, you can just install it clicking on this plus icon. And now if you want to use like any of the plugins as such, then you don't need to do much. Let's say if I want to use the plugin creator, then I just need to put this at the rate. And as soon as I put this at the rate, it is just going to show me all the plugins what I have. I can just use the browser, and then actually you can pass any of the instruction as such, like open a web page, and you can just use like n number of plugins in the chat. So I can just for like any of the plugins over here, and you can see like all those plugins would be there, and I can just ask like whatever query I have. So this would help you to interact with the plugins. So a lot of time there would be some situations where when you are working in a project, you have to refer a certain file. And if you want to refer any particular file in Codex, then again you can just add the rate icon. At the top, you will have the plugin, but at the bottom, you have this file sections. And here I can just type test, and you can see the file which we have created is going to refer here. Now I can just include this, ask Codex to do certain kind of things based on the instructions given in this particular file. It's very easy to refer like any kind of project file as such in the Codex using this particular functionality. The default editor is going to show here. I can just go ahead and select the VS Code, and this test project is going to get opened in the VS Code. It's going to be very useful if you're working on a certain project and if you want to switch to an editor. And one more thing over here is the automations. So this automation is going to be helpful if you want to do certain work at a regular interval. So that actually you can just set it up through automation. And as you can see, like I already have one particular automation set it up. So every day 9 p.m. this particular automation is going to get triggered, and whatever instructions I have provided in this particular automations, it's just going to follow it and do the required task. You can see when the next run is going to happen, when the last run has occurred. And here actually you can set up an interval. So it's going to give an option of daily, weekly, weekdays, and custom. So you can just set it up everything from here. And if you want to create like any new automation as such, then also you can just create it via chat. You just need to provide a detail actually what kind of activity you want to perform in this kind of automations. And as soon as you go ahead and click on this, then it is your automation is going to be reflected here. So these are the basic things which should help you to get started with Codex. That's all what we have in this video. Thank you for watching.